Hey, welcome to This Versus That. It's the only thing on the internet where people can come together and share their opinions on the things that I decide, that I know of. Last week on This Versus That, we took a look at what was worse, going on a road trip with your family, or going on a road trip with your in-laws' family. We made some decisions, we broke up some couples, we had a good time. This week on This Versus That, you guys decided that we're gonna take a look at what's worse, throwing up or having diarrhea. Because why not? The thing with diarrhea that makes it so bad is you have to be careful where you have it. When you throw up outside in public in front of people, it's just, okay, well, this person's very sick, they're very ill, we should maybe get them home, get them into bed. It's understood that you're sick. But if you have diarrhea in public, in front of people, the reaction's very different. It's more like, oh, where, do you know where you are? Do you know where you are, who you are? Where is your help? Who's helper? People just pulling their kids away from you. With throw up, there's a taste. There has never been a taste associated with diarrhea, unless you're drinking from a certain cup. I'd like to think right now there's two girls watching this and high-fiving. The thing that sucks about throwing up, though, is that it doesn't give you the same sense of discovery that having diarrhea does. You don't get to look down in the bowl and find out what your body can't digest anymore. There was a time when I decided that I was gonna try and snack more healthier, so I bought a big old bag of raisins, and all I did was eat raisins all day. And that ended up in having an explosion. And it was like my body going, you like raisins so much? Well, there's your fucking raisins. Both of these things can sneak up on you, and both of them will ruin your day if you don't expect them. But only one will leave you with the new nickname, Shitty Trousers. Throwing up ruins theme parks. The rides are too violent, they make you throw up all over, it ruins everybody's day. But imagine if those rides, instead of making you throw up, gave you diarrhea. They would close down that theme park immediately. There is no worse feeling than throwing up. To me, there's not a feeling that even comes close to throwing up. It's like your body is trying to turn itself inside out, and it's your internal struggle to keep that shit all together. It's like a sack of seagulls trying to work their way out, and you're going against nature keeping them in. Projectile vomiting could be a barrel of laughs at a party. Some guy, oh, I've had too much, blah! But projectile diarrhea ruins any birthday slam. When you throw up, it's so much harder to get it all in the toilet bowl because you're not used to aiming things coming out of your mouth. With diarrhea, everybody knows to hold it till you're sitting down. Why would you ever let go early? It's so simple. Unless you're like a masked bandit in the Wild West, just firing randomly into a saloon hoping to hit somebody. A lot of you asked, what if you had both at the same time? So I thought it was only appropriate to bring in my throwing up diarrhea expert to show us what it's like. I had to throw up past my dick! Oh, it's everywhere! As a grown man who recently sharted while doing the dishes, I gotta say, shitting your pants is a lot more humiliating than throwing up on them. So I asked you guys what you thought was worse, and holy shit, did you ever have some opinions. 600 people had an opinion on Facebook. This is the most that I've ever gotten. It's good to see where everybody's priorities are. So let's blast through all of these since there's so many, and let's make some decisions. Throwing up is worse because you eat a nice meal and then BAM! Bleh! What a waste of food. Throwing up is going against gravity, and that shit hurts. Throwing up because at least I don't have to taste liquid excrement coming out of me. Throwing up is worse because I'm used to stuff coming out of my butt. Throwing up is worse because you can hold in your diarrhea. With throw up, you just kind of let go and who knows who it's gonna land on. You know, the danger isn't that you hold your diarrhea, the danger is that the diarrhea sneaks up on you. Diarrhea is worse because when you throw up, at least you're losing weight. Wait, are you referring to that extreme flu diet that I've heard so much about? You know, the one where they had to quarantine a bunch of people, but they all came out looking like hot young teens? Throwing up is worse because who wants their face that close to a toilet? Throwing up is worse because I don't always make it to the toilet, if you know what I mean. I have no idea what you mean. Throwing up, because with diarrhea you could sit there and read or whatever, but the nausea, the acidy taste, the body clenching. Diarrhea is worse because it's harder to spell. My iPhone will not spell diarrhea the same way twice. Diarrhea is worse because would you rather tell somebody you're about to throw up or tell somebody you're about to have a massive, watery shit? Throwing up is worse because if I throw up one time, I'm gonna throw up 10 times because it grosses me out. It's true, it's like a never-ending train of vomit. I've never had diarrhea because I had diarrhea. Diarrhea is worse because it's harder to weaponize. Not impossible, just harder. Seeing as how I puked on a guy's dick last night, I'd say throwing up. Good for you. Throwing up is worse because it kills giraffes. Good! Giraffes have had it too good for too long. Put it this way, what would you rather do in public? I would rather not shit myself personally, so diarrhea is worse. Diarrhea is worse because if you don't make it to the bathroom, it's in your pants. At least throw up isn't in your pants. Unless you're wearing your pants as a shirt. Then it's definitely all over the inside of your pants. Throwing up because it can come out of other holes. Sometimes your mouth just isn't enough, so it has to rocket out of these 2 orifices. Throwing up because you're basically forcefully spitting out acid. Which is why it's like the movie Alien. Throwing up because I hate diarrhea accompanying every hangover. Throwing up is worse because it's like forcing acid to flow out of your mouth, creating the most disgusting waterfall you've ever seen. Diarrhea is worse because everybody knows the sound you make when you throw up, but when I have diarrhea, people call the cops. At least you don't get hair in the toilet when you have diarrhea. Speak for yourself. Some people have ample hair down there. It's like Rapunzel letting her hair down into the toilet for a dump to cling onto. Throwing up is the devil's burrito. At first you think it's fine and you can handle it, you're keeping your composure, everything's alright, but by the end of it, you got a mess running down your shirt, it's all over your hands and face, and you're left with a puddle wrapped in a tortilla shell. So for that reason, throwing up is way worse. Do you agree with what I've said? Leave a comment below, let me know. It's not gonna change my opinion, but you might change somebody else's. And if you have a suggestion that you want to suggest for the next this versus that, leave it in a comment below. And while you're down there, why don't you check out what other people are saying, and if you see one you like, give it a thumbs up and vote that shit to the top, because I usually look for the ones with the most votes. And if you want to get your say in, check me out on Facebook and Twitter, because I ask every Wednesday. Don't forget to check out my District Line store to get your Cats, Chaos, and Caffeine t-shirt. We brought it back as a t-shirt due to popular demand, so go check it out. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Tuesday. What's with this right here? Hand on the hip? What am I, about to lecture a child? Well shit, there you have it. Cool. Alright. Let's get the hell out. What, are you checking my pulse? What is this? How's my heart rate? Am I a healthy young man? Okay, let's go.